So you were just talking a second ago about reincarnation. Now, I'm not going to cover reincarnation, but it brought a thought to mind. So, do you believe that those things in Torah are all, or do you believe that if it's not specifically not listed, it's a possibility option, shall I say?
Yes, it's a possibility. Clearly, there's a lot of things we practice that are not in the Torah that we wouldn't practice if we felt it was prohibited from the Torah, right? We're saying it might be okay, it might not be okay. I like the idea, right? I mean, who doesn't want to come back over and over again, right? Especially if heaven is how the rabbis say it is, which is you're in a room learning Torah all day with a bunch of old guys. Yeah, I mean, I like life. I would like to, come back, hopefully conscious of my previous life. But if not, it's a nice concept. The problem with people in general is that when they like an idea, they try to align it with their religion, right? Or if they don't like an idea in religion that suits their current lifestyle, they'll modify the command as it appears in religion. Instead of saying, you know what, I could like an idea, but it's not in the Bible, it's not in the Torah, it's not in the Talmud, right? However, when modern day rabbis like an idea, they'll make it fit in the Torah, and then they'll say their idea, but before saying their idea, they'll say Torah teaches. And that's when we begin to compromise the Torah. Not to mention the Torah tells us not to add or take away from it. So that's what they really shouldn't do. But for sure, if you would ask the average Chabad rabbi, does the Torah condone reincarnation? He'll say 100% yes. If you get him to explain it, he'll give you some obscure verse, some foreshadowing that clearly demonstrates that it's not there. But it's because of their current belief, they modify their source belief or their source text. And that's what we shouldn't do. So I know reincarnation is not in the Bible, but I want it to be true, right? That's just, yeah.
Okay. I thought most of the rabbis defaulted when it wasn't clear to say it was somewhere in the Talmud usually.
No. Reincarnation appears nowhere in the Talmud.
No, I wasn't talking about reincarnation. So please don't. I said that only because you brought that subject up and it triggered the thought in my mind. I personally don't believe in reincarnation. So to me, that it just triggered a thought. That's what I was driving.
Yeah, no problem. Most rabbis, any question you ask them about modern day Judaism, they'll say it's in the Torah. Virtually every question. And the ones that they can't really even find a connection to it, they'll say that it was given to Moses on Mount Sinai, and we believe that it was in the Torah, or we believe it was in the time, it appeared in the time of the Torah, even though it's not written down. They'll make that statement. I would say 99% of the rabbis today. Yeah. I'm not saying the Talmudic rabbis or the Rambam. The rabbis today, like Rabbi Litvin or any Chabad rabbi, would definitely say that. Many times he would say, what do you mean? The Torah is clear 100% that if your mother's Jewish, you're Jewish. And if you ask him to back it up, he'll use an obscure verse that doesn't literally say that, but they've been programmed to say it does, right? Because they're not looking at it logically. And that's how most of the responses will sound like. And if you disagree with them, they'll block you.
So you bring up an interesting question. Where does it say that it's matrilineal connection for faith?
So it doesn't in the Torah. There is a verse that's used in the Talmud. Okay. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, or Shimon ben Yochai, is the rabbi who makes the argument for matrilineal descent. There's three opinions amongst the rabbis, that it's either matrilineal, patrilineal, or you need both. For example, Tosfos, at least some of them held that you needed both. Rabbi Kiva in some way aligns with that. There's a statement in the Jerusalem Talmud that it's only by the Father. And then there's one that we go by nowadays, that Maimonides went by, that most, at least the text that we have now, post-Talmudic texts agree with, which is that of Shimon ben Yochai, who says that it's only to the mother. The verse he uses is the verse, I believe is in Deuteronomy. It says, don't marry your sons to their daughters because they'll pull you away. That's it. So from that, they construe this idea. So in Judaism, we call this an asmachta. An asmachta is when you come up with a religious idea outside the Torah, afterwards, you'll search for some sort of proof within the Torah to justify this idea, but not that it literally came from the Torah. So it's almost like circular reasoning. but it's not literally there. Like, for example, we know the Torah says don't unalive people. It says no kidnapping. It says no eating pork. That's literally there. But matrilineal descent is not literally there. Patrilineal descent regarding tribe is there. Good luck trying to get a rabbi to make that distinction.
Yeah, it brings up one that connects to that, and that is, and you've sort of loosely discussed this at times, and that is, if someone is adopted into a Jewish family but wasn't Jewish by birth, how often do they, and I don't want, because they always have to undergo some sort of, I'll call it conversion light at 13 or 12, depending upon male or female. And yet you never hear people say, I've heard people question whether you're even Jewish. And I'm not going to.
Only one person. There's only one individual who ever started this rumor, and this is some guy named Rabbi Litvin, a Chabad rabbi who hates my guts.
I know who he is.
He's the only person, and his students after him. But never in my life, everybody knows. I mean, I'm an Israeli citizen, so I fooled Israel to give me citizenship, right? Here, look, this is my Israeli passport.
Rabbi, I don't you one bit.
No, I mean it's stupid. It's stupid when no one even knows if he's Jewish. I mean, I've shown all my documents. I've shown that I'm a rabbi. I don't know who ordained him, right? I mean, I've shown 2 documents of 2 different certifications I have to be a rabbi, that I lived in Israel, that I converted. The yeshiva I learned in Aisha Torah, right? He has shown nothing. This is why lying is so destructive, because it makes people think where there's smoke, there's fire. Even if it's not true, why are people talking about it? Because they don't understand the idea of baseless hatred. But anyways, fine.
I've got nothing more. I'll drop off, let somebody else come in. Hopefully keep it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, guys, like the show. Like. Let's get the haters up here. That's fine. The idea of conversion, my gosh, why isn't that nobody talks about the idea that you could become Israel even though you didn't start as Israel? This is clear in the Torah. The reason people don't mention it is because their only understanding of Judaism is what they hear on social media, and rabbis on social media rarely ever mention the idea of conversion, because it's the stupid notion that even telling people that it's possible to convert is almost a form of proselytizing. Not that proselytizing is in any way prohibited in our religion. This is the stupidity of the rabbis today. Fine, we're here to try to change that, especially with this banner, letting people know that if you wanted to become Jewish, you could. Guys, like, share with every hater. Tell them that, you know what? You said something against Rabbi Asher Meza, come up and